Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about this awesome Emperor Palpatine team that can just tear through your Jedi Ray teams. It's consistent of a Emperor Palpatine lead with Darth Vader, General Kenobi, Grand Admiral Thrawn, and Imperial Probe Droid. And the really nice character here, the one that really brings this team up and elevates it, is Imperial Probe Droid, as you'll see during these fights. And that's because of his special where he can put target lock on enemies. If you have the Zeta on it, target lock prevents those enemies from gaining buffs. But even without that Zeta, as I'm going to show you in this footage, you can still tear through these Jedi Ray teams with really no problem at all. So let's go ahead and go into their mods, and then I'll walk you through a couple of battles. So with this team, pretty much what you want to go for is speed on these guys, because you need to counteract the speed that Jedi Ray and her team can just gain through all these Terminator boosts, and you have to get up your speed to counteract that. So first up, let's take a look at Emperor Palpatine's speed on him. And really, it's going to be the trick for pretty much everybody. You don't have to throw your best speed mods on him, but having some pretty moderately good speed mods on him. He's at 218 speed here, and with his leadership, you'll see that I do not actually have the Zeta on either his unique or leadership for this. So you actually don't need to get the Zetas to have this pretty good success. We'll see how it holds on defense. We'll talk about that later on. But yeah, no Zetas on his leadership, and he's not even gear 12. Now going over to Darth Vader, he is gear 12, and there's a Zeta on his leadership, no Zeta on his unique. And for him, I'm going for crit chance, crit damage. He's going to be my main damage dealer. He's going to be doing a lot of damage to his Culling Blade, and I want to make sure that I can stack up the offense with that. So crit damage on the triangle, got health on the cross, but it's also got 15 speed on it. So getting some nice speed secondaries on him too. You need fast characters here, like I said before. He will get plenty of speed through his unique No Escape. He's going to get 8 speed per Sith or Empire ally, and then per Jedi or Rebel enemy. And there's not many Jedi Rebel enemies on the opposing team. You have R2-D2 and General Kenobi. Sometimes you'll have Old Ben. And then you have Grand Admiral Thrawn, and this is the guy I have my best speed mods on. And for him, you'll see that I've got 259 speed on him. And really, you want to make sure he goes fast because he's going to be your primary cleanser. He's going to come through pretty clutch with his Fracture at the right times. So making sure you get him as the fastest of your Empire characters is what you want. And then, of course, we have Imperial Probe Droid, the star here. You can see I've only got 4 stars on Imperial Probe Droid. No Zeta on his unique. But going for the speed on him, get a speed mod set on him, because you want him going pretty quickly in the beginning of the round, because he can get rid of all those stealth and the secret intel and all those buffs that the team's going to throw out. And you can quickly counteract that by getting the shock of Palpatine. So getting these speeds in with him is another thing you want to go for. And again, no Zeta on his unique. The Zeta on his unique is actually really good here, because you'll see that target locked enemies can't gain buffs. But I'll show you, you can do that just fine without getting his Zeta on him. You're still going to be able to counter this team pretty nicely. And then finally we have General Kenobi, and speed on him as well. 224 base speed for him. And really just buff up his speed. You can get a little bit of bonus protection on him. He's probably not going to last the whole fight, but he's going to last long enough that you can get through 1 or 2 of their team before he dies off, at which point the match is pretty much going to be in your favor anyways. So this is the team. Let's go ahead and get into a match, and let's see what's going on. So I'm going to be going against a Jedi Ray lead with R2-D2, BB-8, General Kenobi, and Old Ben. And we'll see here from the very beginning, we'll see how things go. Hopefully I don't lose too many people here. You can see ability block on General Kenobi. That's the important thing. Swap the turn meter with Probe Droid, have him use his detect. I'm just going to wipe the buffs from everybody. And then I can fracture whoever I want to. I can fracture, let's fracture Jedi Ray here. So Jedi Ray's fractured, and you know, got the ability block off with Old Ben, but that's perfectly fine because now I can just go ahead and wail on General Kenobi for a little bit. And then you'll see here in a second that I can, if it allows me, I'll be able to get the, get some death in on Old Ben, and then I'll go ahead and self-destruct here against General Kenobi. General Kenobi's gone. And then do some more damage to Old Ben. Hopefully I can get Old Ben taken out here. And the process, there. So Old Ben's gone, General Kenobi's gone, their tanks are gone. There's not much hope for them now. And then I can just go ahead and take out Jedi Ray. And, I mean, this fight's pretty much over at this point. So I just swap some protection with Palpatine. I'll give him the Health Steal, and then I'll just fracture BB-8, and then I just kind of set it to auto. So what's going on here is Imperial Probe Droid, his detect ability will get rid of the buffs on everybody. And that's the thing, that's what causes your Jedi raid teams to be so great, is that foresight spreads everywhere. And you can see here, I just set it to auto, and that fight took, what, a minute and a half, 2 minutes at most? So, yeah, that's the beautiful thing. You just tear through these teams in no time at all, because you get rid of those foresights, you get rid of those buffs, and that's the lifeblood of your Jedi raid teams. So let's go ahead and go into this battle here against Hirsch. He's got Grand Admiral Thrawn in place of Old Ben. Let's see what happens here. So with this, once you get rid of those buffs, you can tear through... Oh, someone's already battling me. Who's battling me? Please hold. So while I'm waiting for whoever's battling, I think it's one of the Asian players moving up, while I wait for him to finish his battle against me and probably knock him back to number 5, what you're seeing here, like I said before, is getting the removal of the buffs. But once you get those Zetas on them, like the Imperial Probe Droid, the target locked enemies can't gain buffs. If you can get those target locks to stick and not have General Kenobi cleanse them, that is huge. If you can get that Zeta on Imperial Probe Droid, it's going to make your fights against these Jedi raid teams so much easier. I don't have the Zeta on Probe Droid, and you can see just how easily I'm tearing apart these teams. So imagine what you've got if you've got the Imperial Probe Droid Zeta. I also don't have any Zetas on anything else. If you can get the Zeta on the lead for Emperor Palpatine, that gives some nice turn meter boost to both him and Darth Vader. If General Kenobi cleanses or those dots go away, anything like that, those debuffs that go away will give 5% turn meter to Empire and Sith allies. So that's great turn meter boost for everybody there. So another Zeta you could really invest in for this team. And then finally, Darth Vader, if you have the Zeta on his unique, if Jedi Rey uses her mind tricks, it's not going to remove any turn meter from him. And he's also going to gain health whenever dots expire. So it's going to make him better as well. So with the bare minimum of Zetas here, where I've got the Zeta on Thrawn's Ebb and Flow for his Fracture turn meter removal, and that's pretty much it, because I've got the Zeta on Vader's lead, and that's really not going to do anything. And, oh, look, someone did not like being kicked out of first place. So here we are, we're going to try it again now with Thrawn instead of Old Ben. But like I'm saying, once you start investing the Zetas on characters like Palpatine's lead and the unique for Imperial Probe Droid, your team's going to do a whole lot better than what you're seeing from me here. And it's probably going to be a lot more viable on defense. We'll see eventually what it looks like when it drops on defense. I'm probably going to drop like a rock since I don't have many Zetas, and since this is a newer team that people are really going to want to try out. So we'll see what happens here. Let's go ahead and get into this battle against Grand Admiral Thrawn. And hopefully, oh, look, someone's in a battle too. So, since my arena shardmates are now getting impatient for approaching their payout times, I'm just going to go through a battle I pre-recorded previously. So what you're going to do here is you want to get Probe Droid to go ahead and cleanse these buffs as quickly as possible. And the threat here with Grand Admiral Thrawn in this team is that with him, you get another cleanse now for this team. But if you can somehow get him to kind of remove buffs and start targeting Thrawn, or you can see here I even target Jedi Rey out of the gate. And what this means is that without Jedi Rey to really start moving quickly and without her abilities, this team really hinges on her. So if you can get Jedi Rey to sit there and not take any turns, and you can see that with the Zeta on Ebb and Flow for Grand Admiral Thrawn, it's just completely shutting down Jedi Rey. You'll notice Grand Admiral Thrawn continuously loses turn meter. As a result, you also get turn meter loss on Jedi Rey. So with that, you're able to completely shut her down. You can get rid of her pretty quickly after you get rid of General Kenobi. And then at that point, you just basically take out Jedi Rey. And once she's gone, you can then go ahead and self-destruct here against BB-8 like I did. And then take out Thrawn and R2-D2. And this fight's pretty much over. So what this pretty much means is that with Imperial Probe Droid in here, as long as you can manipulate the turn meter in your favor and use that as an advantage against Jedi Rey and her team, if you can somehow get Jedi Rey knocked out of action pretty quickly through fracture or stuns or ability blocks, you are able to control the battle in your favor. Everything hinges upon her moving, calling her assists, and everything else. Without her moving constantly, the team really cannot function against your team, and that's the key here. Get rid of Jedi Rey, and just kind of do what you can, get rid of her, get rid of General Kenobi, and the battle's pretty much yours at that point. So those are two variations of the Jedi raid team that you'll really see. There's other variations with Han Solo and Commander Luke, but those ones really are not as viable as you'll see with Grand Admiral Thrawn and Old Ben in there. Those are your two best lineups for Jedi raid. So you can see pretty much here what this team can do with offense against Jedi raid. Unfortunately, no one else on my chart is running this team right now, so I can't show it on defense, and I really wish I could, but I can't. Though I'm sure once you get those Zetas in, it's still going to be a pretty easy team to pick apart, because all you have to do is focus on Emperor Palpatine. And Emperor Palpatine is still really squishy. He needs some help. You could throw in a tank somewhere. If you could get Shore Trooper instead of General Kenobi, that could make sense. The constant taunting there. But it's not... Once Jedi raid clears that taunt from Shore Trooper, you're going to have a lot harder time. So really, the trick is... Probably General Kenobi is going to be your best tank. You could try an Empire tank, I don't know. But it's probably not going to be as easy as a General Kenobi team. So that is some footage of these teams and what they can do. Let me know what you guys think. This looks like this is the go-to team for Emperor Palpatine lead against your Jedi raid teams. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to ask down below in the comment section. I'll do what I can to answer them. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and feel free to like, share, and subscribe. To all my minions out there, thanks again for watching. I will talk to you guys later.